When you stop worrying about everything, true transformation begins. This video explores how Montaigne revealed that absolute control, a prison, and that freedom only arises when you let go. Stay until the end to discover the key that can change the way you live. ***, you have carried an invisible weight for far too long. A wall built from fear, silence, and gestures that never reflected what you truly felt. You moved through a stage where the approval of others dictated your role, and fleeting applause became the reward that justified betraying your own essence. That prison has no iron bars, yet it crushes more than any physical cell. It is the system that demands performance, compliance, and conformity, even if it means betraying every authentic impulse that once tried to break free. ***, the hardest thing to admit is that no one forced you with violence. You were the one who, with every decision, accepted the invisible chain of other people's gaze. You traded your freedom for validation that vanishes in seconds. That dynamic feeds anxiety and emptiness. Everything appears to be in order, yet inner peace never arrives. It is a life designed for others, not for you. Michel de Montaigne understood this with brutal clarity in the solitude of his tower. The obsession with control is the root of that misery. We believe that if we manage every detail, if we keep the mask intact, we will reach the promised perfection. Yet the opposite happens. The more you try to control everything, the deeper you sink into the silent despair of a life never truly lived. Absolute control, an illusion that exhausts and sickens. The consequences are obvious. Relationships, jobs, projects, even thoughts are contaminated by constant concern over how they will be perceived. Nothing feels entirely yours. That is the price of living for others. A gradual disconnection from the essence you once recognized, but now can barely sense. This is the source of the emptiness that persists even amid achievements and comfort. Montaigne pointed to detachment as the lost key. Detachment does not mean indifference, nor abandoning love or commitment. It is the act of releasing the illusion of control, of no longer adjusting every movement to external expectations. It is accepting that life does not follow the logic of productivity systems or social approval. Only those who release these chains can breathe without the constant fear of failing, disappointing, or losing. The paradox is clear. The more you cling, the less real control you have. The more you try to hold what cannot be fixed, the deeper the exhaustion becomes. Freedom does not come from rigidity, but from the courage to let go. Letting go is terrifying because it strips you bare. It means standing in front of the mirror without masks, borrowed identities, or costumes meant to earn acceptance. The fear is not freedom itself, but discovering what remains when everything unreal falls away. You fear that nothing will remain, that your identity has dissolved so deeply into the external world that behind the character there is only emptiness. Yet this is precisely the truth Montaigne revealed. Only by shedding what is false does what is authentic finally emerge. That moment of liberation is not found in self-help manuals or miraculous formulas. It lies in the conscious renunciation of the need to please, the obsessive effort to fit into foreign molds, and the habit of living by a script written by others. It is a rupture that offers no guarantees, but opens the only real possibility of feeling alive again. Control does not eliminate uncertainty. It merely disguises it, and life will never stop being unpredictable. Modern culture insists that success is the supreme goal. It pushes us to climb structures designed by others, to chase objectives imposed as universal truths. Study what is correct. Work where it is convenient. Relate to those who are appropriate. You complete every step, and in the end the reward is a hollow echo. Nothing you achieve calms the sense that something is missing. This dissatisfaction is not an accident. It is the logical result of following a path that was never yours. True success, as Montaigne understood, is not measured in titles, positions, or accumulated goods. It is something simpler and far more demanding, living in coherence with your nature. without betraying it to maintain a role. This kind of success is not displayed in showcases or shared on social media. It is intimate, silent, and therefore feared. It requires the courage to dismantle inherited expectations and listen to the voice beneath the noise. Most people prefer the uncomfortable safety of a half-lived life over the uncertainty of being themselves. Routine offers an effective narcotic. It numbs, distracts, keeps you busy, but at an enormous cost. That cost is the gradual loss of inner freedom. And freedom is not doing whatever you want at every moment, as it is often simplified, but remaining faithful to your essence even if it means disappointing those who expected a different version of you. The most recurring fear is losing everything by being authentic. But if you must pretend to keep what you have, it was never truly yours. Real relationships survive authenticity. Valuable projects grow stronger through transparency. Genuine achievements do not collapse when you stop acting. On the contrary, only from what is genuine does what deserves to remain emerge, while what was built on foundations falls apart. What remains after letting go is not a loss, but the first victory over illusion. Anxiety, stress, and existential emptiness are inevitable symptoms of a life oriented outward, never inward. They are the bill collected for constantly playing a character you are not. Montaigne sensed this with radical clarity. Whoever insists on holding a mask eventually becomes exhausted, fragmented, disconnected. It is no coincidence that so many people, even surrounded by comfort, feel trapped in meaninglessness. That meaninglessness does not come from a lack of achievement, but from the growing distance between who they appear to be and who they truly are. Inner freedom reveals itself as the only possible territory for reunion with oneself. It is not a political slogan nor a romantic ideal, but a daily act of courage. It is the decision to stop begging for validation, to renounce prefabricated identities, and to abandon goals that were never truly yours. Each renunciation opens a new space, uncomfortable at first, but fertile. There, authenticity begins to emerge after being long suppressed. That leap into the unknown is terrifying because it breaks the script that guarantees a certain stability. The system educates for obedience, for accepting an order that anesthetizes the will, for adapting to a performance logic that rewards submission disguised as success. But that security is fragile, and its price is the renunciation of a full life. Choosing authenticity does not promise an easy path, but it guarantees a real one. Montaigne understood that detachment does not mean abandoning what is loved, but freeing oneself from the illusion of possession. From attachment, everything ends up owning you: work, relationships, the opinions of others. From freedom, however, one loves without chains, builds without fear of loss, lives without anxiety over controlling the uncontrollable. The difference is total. Detachment is not escape or resignation. It is the ability to inhabit existence without suffocating it with conditions. Most people live trapped in a gilded cage. They cling to identities, relationships, and achievements that, deep down, represent nothing essential. Stability is confused with fulfillment, accumulation with success, recognition with meaning. And so, day after day, real life is postponed. The life that begins the very moment you decide to let go. The risk of losing what was never yours becomes the doorway to what has always been waiting, the opportunity to be, without masks, without control, without fear. Freedom begins when you let go of what was never yours. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell, leave a like, and comment if this message resonated with you. Watch our next video and continue exploring content that awakens what is deepest within you.